Well, hello there, friends. On this lovely Friday, April 19, 2019. I'm about halfway through some time I took off from work. It's not been as productive as I've wanted, but been doing okay otherwise. Sticking to working out, walking every day, eating right, with just a couple of speed bumps, but that'll be for another video that'll probably post on Sunday, because I'd like to bring back holding myself accountable for weight loss, but it's not the topic of this video. You may have noticed I've changed the name from Georgie Boy to Action George. If you type in Georgie Boy into YouTube, it brings up another channel that I don't really want to be associated with, so I just picked something else. Action George. I know. Yeah, if you've been watching me for some time, it is sort of funny, right? Since that's the last thing that I am or do. That's basically the story of my life, is taking any action is hardly the thing that it's like, if you've never really done anything, can you really be upset with much of anything other than yourself? I don't know. Whatever. No self-pitying, though, right? No self-pitying. No endlessly remembering the past. It is what it is. Maybe that's the whole point, is giving it a name of what you want to be or do rather than what you don't want. Action. That's what I need to do. That's what I'm desperately missing in life. And George. Which is who I am. So, just gonna take it and run with it, And been kind of coming to terms with the amount of, for the future direction of this channel, whatever it is that I do. I do want to get away from the whole forever alone, TFL, incel, blah blah thing. At the very least, like when it comes to kind of this focused on like this overall broad thing out of your control that you're just have no control over seemingly, and you kind of end up almost relinquishing whatever self-control that you do have, so that you just kind of create this mental cage for yourself where, oh, look at this big huge problem, blah blah, can't do anything about it, blah blah. So get away from that and focus on regaining what you can control in life, so that you at least have control of something. So I'm sure perhaps it can be written off as cope, right? That self-improvement garbage that doesn't work. Well, we'll see. It's very easy for it to spiral out of control when it's, I don't know, I'm starting to think that one of the worst things you can do, or at the very least really screw yourself over, is take on a label and then form your identity around that label, and then consume lots of content in regards to that, especially when it's not really focused on trying to, improve anything. It's just, I don't know what you'd call it, sort of this endless navel gazing. I don't even know if that's the right term, of how bad things are and this and that and blah, blah, blah. All things that you don't really have much of, if any, control over. Because that's the real, the real black pill, if you will, is that the reality is that none of it really means anything. And I don't mean that in some sort of, dude, the world's gonna like burn in 4 billion years, like nihilism, any of that shit. But, the reality is it doesn't matter like what clever observation or hot take you see or read or make yourself, or like, oh, you observed this and that and came up with this theory, and then, oh, you convinced this person of what you think is right, and just that attitude itself is pretty weird, because at the end of the day, like, it literally, like, it doesn't change or accomplish anything. It's just kind of this weird, dark form of entertainment that, you don't watch TV, you just end up watching weird, depressing shit on YouTube. And I think that's not good, Well, I'm a forever alone. I'm an incel. I'm a TFLer. And it really seemingly does turn into this self-fulfilling prophecy, if you will, where that's what you called yourself. That's what you formed your identity. It's like I said in a video a while ago, where you don't really want to form an identity around your vice. Now, this isn't a vice, but you know what I mean. I think the same concept applies, where you almost do kind of make the bed that you're going to sleep in. And I don't know, I think you end up creating a world in your head that doesn't necessarily exist, where, I don't know, like, if you hide away, if you spend a lot of time hiding away from the world and spend a lot of time on the internet, it's very easy sometimes to screw up your outlook of how humans can actually interact. That's not to say that whatever stuff you read doesn't happen, but I don't know. It's like whatever theory people come up with, whatever they think is going on. Oh, Chad, blah, blah, whatever. It's like, when you actually look in the real world, you'll find so many examples that go completely against that whatever you've come up in your head doesn't quite have what you thought you had to stand on. So, I don't know. So I just want to get away from that stuff, and who knows? I think it'd be kind of fun to reinvent myself. I know. You're starting to sound like Madonna or something, right? Oh, yeah, he's gonna reinvent himself into Potato. Picnic Man is now Potato. Potato Man. Oh. Some of it I'll go over. I'm hesitant to say too much right now, but I'm going to bring back weight accountability on Sunday. So, "Oh, dude, are you doing it to get chicks?" Like, no. No. At this point, it's something else. So, I think that there's been far too long, too much of this shit's fucked. Everything sucks. Look at how bad things are. There's no hope. There's no this. That it becomes this sort of endless black pilling of yourself over and over and over again. So, is it any surprise that, it becomes, it all seems so seemingly hopeless and impossible to escape? But you didn't get into the situation you're in overnight, and won't escape it overnight either. It's this black hole that you've seemingly been sucked into, and now, sucked. What? I don't think so. You definitely haven't been sucked. That seems seemingly impossible to crawl out of, right? But, I don't know. You really, I said, you really do seemingly relinquish your control that you do have when it's an endless focus on big, broad crap over you and all that. So, I don't know. Well, you don't sound very convinced. I know. But it's not as if you're just going to wake up one day feeling, dude, everything's changed. Now I'm happy-go-lucky and whatever. From boomer to bloomer. Yeah. So, we'll see. Right? I guess that's about it. Sounds exactly like the last videos. Indeed. I mean, I think it's easy sometimes to get depressed about the fact that for you, it's going to require more work just to be at like a baseline. For other people, that it happens more naturally, if you will, with less work, etc. But that's sort of the challenge, isn't it? That is the reality. Some people are gung-ho teenagers who just can't wait to get their license, and other people struggle with that anxiety and don't start driving until they're almost 30, right? Such is the world, and such is the case for many things. So, it's your own personal little journey. So, alright. I'm just rambling at this point, so I'll see you guys Sunday with the first of a weight loss getting in shape, whatever type of journal. So, all right.